We congratulate the organizing committee and participants of the conference. We present to your attention a report on the topic Interdisciplinary Connections of Mathematics and Literature in the Preparation for External Independent Assessment of Students of Humanities. Since 2021, passing the final state certification in the format of EA has become mandatory in Ukraine for all graduates of secondary education institutions. The statistics of the results of the 2021 EA show that more than 32% of high school students did not pass the EA in mathematics, which is almost twice the number of students who did not pass the EA in other academic subjects. Such results are explained by the low level of motivation of students studying in humanities classes to learn mathematical disciplines. Therefore, in order to increase the interest of these high school students, and with the aim of helping them prepare for the EA in mathematics, the authors of the article come up with a proposal to develop interdisciplinary mathematics problems for students of humanities classes, which are based on the content of specialized disciplines. The system of problems was compiled in accordance with the 6 content lines, sections, of mathematics, numbers and expressions, equations, inequalities and their systems, functions, combinatorics, probability theory, statistics, planimetry, stereometry, and types of problems that are found in EA. When compiling the problems, it was taken into account that all problems will be open-ended with a short answer. On the basis research methods, a system of problems based on the plot of Bulgakov's novel, The Master and Margarita, was compiled for the preparation for the EA in mathematics of high school students who study in humanities and classes with a creative inclination. All in all, the authors of this article set a goal to develop problems that demonstrate such types of interdisciplinary connections of mathematics with literature, such as parallel learning and the application of the method of mathematical modeling. Since Bulgakov's novel, The Master and Margarita, is studied in the first half of the 11th grade according to the curriculum of the foreign literature discipline, and preparation for the external examination and general repetition in mathematics take place in the second half, this allowed to demonstrate the method of parallel learning. At the same time, the content of the novel is saturated with a sufficient number of facts, which are presented in numerical form, which in turn allows applying the method of mathematical modeling and using these facts to construct problems of mathematical content. When developing problems, the authors followed the principle of building competence-oriented tasks. According to this principle, the problem contains the so-called informational noise and a purely mathematical content. In the proposed system of problems, the mathematical content was built on the basis of numerical data taken from the plot of the novel, and the informational noise was connected with the emotional style of the novel and therefore did not distract students, but on the contrary created an interdisciplinary connection between mathematics and literature. In this way, the developers of the problems managed to combine the aesthetic sensitivity of mathematics with the literary sensitivity to words. We conducted the experiment to determine the effectiveness of the preparation of humanities students for the EA in mathematics. The basis of the research was secondary education institutions in which Masters of the Specialty 014 Secondary Education, Mathematics, completed pedagogical internship in the 11th grades, who study mathematics at the standard level. Control, CG, and experimental groups, EG, were formed in a non-random manner, in order to ensure equal conditions for conducting the experiment. The formed groups were examined for statistical equivalence by analyzing the level of knowledge and skills shown by students during the monitoring trial testing of the AIR in mathematics at the beginning of the experiment. The experiment was conducted for 6 weeks. 145 students took part in it, 70 in CG and 75 in EG. Preparation for the AIR in mathematics in classes of the control group was carried out according to traditional methods. Students were offered mathematical problems for repetition on various topics of the school mathematics course, which are presented at the external examination. Preparation for the AIR in mathematics in the classes of the experimental group was carried out according to the method of implementing a system of problems, in which the interdisciplinary connections of mathematics and literature are implemented. The problems were developed on the basis of the plot of Bulgakov's novel, The Master and Margarita. After the end of the experiment, the final trial test of the secondary school in mathematics of EC and CG students was conducted to determine the level of their mathematical preparation. From the histograms it could be seen that the level of students, CG, EG, knowledge and skills has increased. However, in CG the average score increased by 2.4, and in EG, by 5.9. Which indicates that the implemented system of problems has a more significant effect on both increasing the motivation of students to study mathematics and their mathematical preparation. The wide and multifaceted interdisciplinary connections of mathematics with other school subjects, in particular the humanities cycle, can become a guide for students of humanities to study the academic discipline mathematics, which is not a profile for them. In the study, using the example of the implementation of a system of mathematical problems, in which the interdisciplinary connections of mathematics and literature are implemented, the effect on increasing the motivation of humanitarian students to study mathematics is shown. The effectiveness of the system of problems built on the plot of a literary work depends on several factors. First, a literary work that is interesting to students and already known to them from the school curriculum must be chosen. Secondly, it is appropriate to choose a work that allows its plot to create a situation that requires the construction and study of its mathematical model. Thirdly, it is important to choose the principle of construction of problems of a certain type, for example competence or application. And finally, an important factor in the construction of problems is the combination of the aesthetic sensitivity of mathematics with the literary sensitivity to words. The positive results of the implementation of the system of interdisciplinary problems, which were developed on the basis of the plot of a literary work, in the preparation for the AIR of humanitarian students is evidenced by the increase in the level of motivation of students and their mathematical training, which were confirmed during the experiment. Thank you for your attention.